Hey everyone, it's Mike from Destinations of Travel coming to you live this evening from Disney's Hollywood Studios. It's a rare Sunday live stream for us because today is the last day of operations for Rock and Roller Coaster, at least this iteration of Rock and Roller Coaster. So Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith will be closing after park close today, and it will reopen later this year, re-themed to the Muppets, and specifically Electric Mayhem, the Muppet Band. So unfortunately, we won't be able to ride Rock and Roller Coaster during the live stream for several reasons. It's a roller coaster, it's indoors, so service won't hold up, it's too dark, it's a 90-minute wait right now. But we're going to take a walk around the park, just see what it's like all around the park, and then we'll wrap things up at Rock and Roller Coaster. I'll give you guys a chance to say goodbye to this version of the attraction. Again, the attraction's not fully going away. It's just going to be re-themed. So if you're a big Aerosmith fan, unfortunately, you will not get a chance to ride again. But we will have a Muppets version of the attraction coming, and given the fact that we recently said goodbye to Muppet Vision 3D here in this park, feels poetic almost to say goodbye to Rock and Roller Coaster and eventually welcome a new Muppets attraction. But let's take a walk around the rest of the park as well. I always like to get out to the parks when an attraction is closing. One, to say goodbye to the attraction, but also two, just to see what the park is like on that given day. So we recently were over at Disney's Animal Kingdom to say goodbye to Dinosaur, and the park was overall pretty busy, but it was really focused on Dinosaur, and we waited about 5 minutes for Kilimanjaro Safari, if that. And then Flight of Passage over in Pandora was a very short wait. Expedition Everest was a short wait that day, so we'll see. We might see some short wait times around the rest of the park. That being said, it does look pretty busy here today. And Rock and Roller Coaster was, like I said at the top, a 90-minute wait right before we started, so not quite as long as what Dinosaur was on that final day of operations. In fact, the longest wait I've seen when I was checking today was 110 minutes, so just short of 2 hours, whereas Dinosaur had like a 4-hour wait. So a little bit of a different experience here. Hi, Steven. I've done quite a few days in the parks where, it's the last day of operations for a specific attraction, but it feels like Hollywood Studios is the park where that happens the most, because the first time I got to do that, it was for the closing of the Great Movie Ride, which we were looking at the Chinese Theater straight up ahead, which is now home, of course, to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. And then, like I said, I was also here recently for the closing of Muppet Vision 3D. So yeah, just a lot of changes to this park in recent years and coming up as well, because as we look to the right over here, you've got what is going to be the magic of Disney animation, which is funny because this used to be like the animation studios over here, and then it was rethemed to be Star Wars Launch Bay as a way to hype up Galaxy's Edge coming to Disney's Hollywood Studios, which then lasted well beyond the opening of Galaxy's Edge. And then recently that closed and is once again getting ready for the magic of Disney animation. Here's the poster for that. Here's some concept art. And we did get some news recently regarding this attraction. There's going to be a learn to draw experience like you used to have over here, and it is going to be featuring Olaf. In fact, it's going to feature an Olaf animatronic, and you're going to learn alongside Olaf how to draw some of your favorite Disney characters. And what's really cool about it is you're going to be taught by Disney animators. So pre-recorded messages from some of the iconic Disney animators who created your favorite characters. And that Olaf animatronic is going to be learning alongside with you, which should make for a very fun experience. Excuse me. and see. There's a bit of a wait right here for Mickey and Minnie's. What is the posted wait time? I'm definitely looking forward to that. I can't draw. I am not an artistic person in any way. So drawing is not something I typically look for, but that experience with the Olaf animatronics sounds like a lot of fun. 45-minute wait right now for Mickey and Minnie's. Does seem longer than that, but that might be about accurate. There's not much of a queue. If you've never ridden this attraction here before, there's not much of a queue inside. So once you are in the building, you don't have too much longer to wait. So 45 minutes might be about right. Steven says that's so awesome. I assume you're looking forward to the Olaf experience as well. I'm excited just for that whole area to open up. I like that they are getting back to the studios side of things with that Magic of Disney Animation attraction that will be opening. Star Wars Launch Bay was cool when it opened. It was fun to, I love a preview for whatever's coming to the parks. It's always exciting to see that. But like I said, it lived well beyond the opening of Galaxy's Edge, and I don't know, it felt like it was time to be replaced with something new. So I'm definitely looking forward to the Magic of Disney Animation. Oh boy, like I said, it is a busy day here in Disney Hollywood Studios. Crowds of guests moving around the park. I did see a lot of guests leaving the park, so it might not be so busy at night. I am curious to see what the wait is like for Rock and Roller Coaster at the end of the night. Because again, if you're joining us a little bit late here, today is the last day of operations for Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. So we'll see what it is like here tonight. Bill says would still prefer to have the Great Movie Ride back. I loved Great Movie Ride. It was a fantastic attraction, but I do love Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I mean, yeah, ideally that attraction, this attraction I should say, could have gone somewhere else, but I have a hard time lamenting the loss of an attraction when we get a great attraction in its place. Indiana Jones Epic Stuntacular to my left. I do think I agree with you, though, Bill, for what it's worth. Great Movie Ride I prefer slightly over Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. But again, great attraction in its place, so no complaints from me. Passing by Backlot Express, and then up ahead is Star Tours, which currently has a 5-minute wait. So, like I said, it's busy here today, but a lot of guests are going to be heading to Rock and Roller Coaster to say goodbye, so you'll probably see some shorter wait times around the rest of the park. Now, that being said, Star Tours is typically the shortest wait in the park. So you won't see it too much longer than that, usually, but 5 minutes is as low as you'll see that sign go. It is a beautiful night here, by the way. I guess not night yet, we're still waiting for the sun to go down, but we're almost there. And it was high 70s today, maybe I think 77, 78 was probably the high. We're getting into the low to mid 80s this week, so it seems like we are moving well into spring and not too far away from summer temperatures already here in Central Florida. I can't pass by Baseline Tap House and not point it out. It does look like it's pretty busy over there right now. One of my favorite bars on Walt Disney World property. And then, like I mentioned earlier, we were here recently for the closure of Muppet Vision 3D. These construction walls are coming way out here now as they work towards creating Monsters, Inc. land here in Monstropolis. I agree with you, Bill. Bill says, I enjoy Star Tours. Not a Star Wars fan, but you don't have to have seen the movies to enjoy it like the other Star Wars rides. I don't know that you have to have seen the movies to enjoy the other rides. The Rise of the Resistance is just like, the scale of everything is mind-blowing. So just stepping into that room with all the stormtroopers is really, really special. But I do agree with you that Star Tours is very like original, and you kind of just get immersed in the adventure. You don't need to know much about Star Wars at all. Or anything. You don't need to know anything about Star Wars. Hi, Ginny. By the way, speaking of Rise of the Resistance, I am seeing no queue out here. I wonder what this wait time is like right now, because it's been a while since I've ridden Rise of the Resistance. And maybe I changed that tonight. If you're not familiar, Rise of the Resistance is, I mean, maybe at least one of the premier theme park attractions on the planet. And typically has the wait time that reflects that. Currently, 45 minutes. So that is a wait time that if you see that, if you have not ridden Rise of the Resistance and you see that wait time, you jump on it. Typically, you'll see that no shorter than 90 minutes on a normal day here. So I will say this time of year right now, we are... again, there's no slow season for Walt Disney World these days, but we're in a slower season before spring break here, which will really start to kick off in just a couple of weeks. So it is a good time to visit the parks. Oh, I do see a character out here. By the way, I haven't even mentioned we are in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge right now, if you couldn't put that together. And the characters are a big part of what makes this land special. And there is the Mandalorian and Grogu. Let me see if we can come around and get a better view. So, like I said, the characters are part of what makes Galaxy's Edge so great, and they don't really like show up in the same spot. You don't line up to take pictures with them. They just wander around the land, so you kind of have to run into them, which can make it difficult to find your favorite characters. However, it makes for a more organic and just a really fun engagement and experience. It's one of the things I love about Galaxy's Edge, and kind of the trend in theme parks lately. You see it at Avengers Campus, over in Disneyland as well. I love those more organic meet and greet experiences as opposed to just standing in a line to, take a picture with a princess or something like that, which is great too, because that way you do get to guarantee that you're seeing your character, but this just feels more, immersive. We head deeper into Galaxy's Edge. We're passing Ronto Roasters, which unfortunately I think is closed. Oh, but you can, and it's funny because I was considering getting a Ronto wrap today. You can head into Docking Bay 7, which is just around the corner, to get a Ronto wrap. So again, Ronto Roasters is closed for the day, but you can still get your Ronto wrap inside Docking Bay 7, which if you have not tried a Ronto wrap, they are delicious. They're very, very good. And it might be something I do today. Oh, there is Docking Bay 7. And that is the quick service dining here in Galaxy's Edge. One of the quick service dinings. And of course, there's the Millennium Falcon. And this is currently, wow, much longer wait for Smuggler's Run than it is for Rise of the Resistance. No, not much longer. 55 minutes versus 45 minutes. But still, you don't typically see that being the longer wait in the park. Oh, speaking of characters, I see a big one walking around the queue over here. And of course, as I'm talking about it, they do have a queue set up for Chewbacca. A QE for Chewie, if you will. Even if you won't, that's fine. There's Chewie. So occasionally they will, set up a queue to meet these characters. I did see Steven asked, what is the best food in that restaurant? Talking about Docking Bay 7. I actually haven't tried the food specifically from Docking Bay 7. However, like I said, they are offering Ronto wraps right now with Ronto roasters closed. That would be the go-to food there in Docking Bay 7, as long as it's available there. Also, if you're here early enough in the morning, breakfast Ronto wraps, incredible. So I'm pausing here in front of the Millennium Falcon because we are just a couple months away now from Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, A New Mission, which is now the official name for the new version of the attraction, which will feature the Mandalorian and Grogu, who we just saw a few minutes ago. Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, if you're not familiar, it gives you a chance to fly or operate, I'll say, the Millennium Falcon. So there will be 2 pilots, 2 gunners, and 2 engineers. So you are challenged with either flying the Millennium Falcon, shooting down TIE fighters, or repairing the Falcon. And as of right now, you go on a mission to collect coaxium, working for Hondo Anaka. And on May 22nd, there will be a new mission featuring the Mandalorian and Grogu that will go along with the new movie coming to theaters this summer. I'm really excited. I actually really, really enjoy this attraction. It's a lot of fun. It is obviously more fun if you're a pilot than the other roles, but still, great attraction no matter what role you get. And I'm definitely excited to see this new version of this attraction. By the way, I don't know what moon that is. We're here on Batuu. I don't know how many moons this planet has. But again, May 22nd is the new mission for Smuggler's Run. I'm looking forward to that for sure. I don't think we've talked about the news regarding Disneyland's Galaxy's Edge that we have now gotten confirmation. Real quick, actually, I have to detour for a second. Oga's Cantina. I have to point it out. One of the best bars anywhere. Not even just on Disney property, just anywhere. But Galaxy's Edge in Disneyland, we got some news, I'll say recently, it was probably a few months ago at this point. But they are, let me back up here because this requires some explaining. So Star Wars Galaxy's Edge has been locked into the sequel series of films. So episodes 7, 8, and 9, the ones, with Rey and Kylo Ren, those films. And that's why you only see those characters out here. Obviously, there are some characters who cross over between the originals, like Chewbacca. So that's why you still see him here. I never get tired of the sounds of Galaxy's Edge. But Disneyland recently announced that they're unlocking the timeline for Galaxy's Edge. So you're going to see characters from the original series of films, like Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, and Han Solo, which is really, really awesome. I do love that. Maybe we have. Now that I'm talking about it, we may have talked about that, but probably not while we were in Galaxy's Edge. However, we did also get the news that they are not making that change here in Disney's Hollywood Studios, at least not yet. So, I am curious to see how it goes in Disneyland, but we won't be seeing it in Disney's Hollywood Studios anytime soon. I'm curious what you guys think. Let me know whether you're watching this live right now on Facebook or watching the replay on YouTube. How do you feel about those changes? Are you excited to see the original trilogy characters, or would you rather it stay locked into the sequel series timeline? I could see both arguments. I like the immersive qualities of existing within a timeline for the films, but I also would really like to meet Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia, so, you know, I could see either way. Going to continue along towards the exit of Galaxy's Edge, although we are going to take a quick detour, stay in Galaxy's Edge for just a little bit longer. And again, if you are joining us late here, today is the last day of operations for Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. I think these droids are sad about the attraction closing. Is that Chopper? Any Star Wars fans out there? This is like definitely the type of droid that Chopper is, but I don't know that they've specified that this is Chopper. And I think Chopper would be a little bit more sassy than that droid is giving us. But yeah, today is the last day for Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith. The attraction will be closing after our park operations today and then reopening later this year with a re-theme for the Muppets. And I'm curious what you guys think about that as well. Let me know your thoughts on the re-theming of Rock and Roller Coaster. I just wanted to take a quick detour over here towards the vehicle depot, see if there are any characters wandering around out here, because this is usually a hot spot for some of them. I don't see anybody out right now, though. Although Vi Marati, the Resistance spy, could be hiding anywhere. She tends to blend in very well. All right. Gonna get moving out of Galaxy's Edge. We're gonna head back to Earth, and more specifically to Andy's backyard, aka Toy Story Land. Man. I can't help but look up every time I hear those ships fly by. Like, I know it's just the audio, but it's just like a knee-jerk reaction. You just immediately want to look. Oh, like I said, it's been a little while since we've been here. And this new seating area has opened up since our last trip. And actually, it looks like they've extended Batuu. Because previously, by now, you would have been in Toy Story Land, but these are the Batuu trash cans. You got some Batuu theming, a whole big seating area out here. Well, maybe not big, probably about a couple dozen seats. But that's nice, especially with this new snack stand open. The popcorn and snacks booth, where you can get the pepperoni pizza spring rolls. Hi, Lou. I see Lou says hoping to see The Mandalorian on Tuesday. They can be tricky to find sometimes, although if you have a whole day here and you can spend a lot of time walking around Galaxy's Edge, you should be able to find them. They do tend to stay more towards that area where we saw them in this video, over by the entrance of the marketplace area and that sort of surrounding area. I was talking about getting a Ronto wrap here tonight, potentially, and walking by Woody's Lunchbox. This is another one of my favorite places to eat in this park. Actually, Hollywood Studios has quietly become one of my favorite parks to eat in because Ronto wrap is great. The tachos here at Woody's Lunchbox. Fairfax Fair down in Sunset Boulevard has some really good stuff as well, including like some waffle bowls. And then ABC Commissary redid their menu just a few years ago, and it is really, really good as well. So quite a few good quick service restaurants here in this park. Oh, and Steven says loved Roundup Barbecue here as well, and that is a table service restaurant. So if you're looking for that experience, that is also very good and just a fun experience. Walking over towards Slinky Dog Dash, which is currently a 55-minute wait. Let's see if we can get a view. We just missed one. There is one coming in just a second here. Pause here. Just watch this second launch. I do love the lights on the track. I don't know how well they're coming across in the video. Let me see if I hold still. Can you see them? No, not really. There are lights on the track. Just take my word for it, I guess. Obviously, when it's a little bit darker out, it'd be easier to see. Here we go. Well, I think we got a little bit of a pause. So while Rock and Roller Coaster will be closed after tonight, you do still have a really, really fun coaster here in this park, and that is this one here, Slinky Dog Dash. Maybe not as thrilling, but definitely a fun coaster. It has been a while since I've ridden this one, too. And again, a 60-minute wait now, actually. It's probably the second longest wait in the park, would be my guess. Typically, that would be the longest. Well, no, Rise of Resistance. I take it back. Although these two compete, I think. Slinky Dog Dash and Rise of Resistance tend to be the two longest waits in the park. However, again, Rock and Roller Coaster is going to take that honor tonight. Everybody trying to get one last ride. Steven says, I hope Muppets does a better job with Rock and Roller Coaster. I am excited for it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I mean, you know, with Muppet Vision 3D closing, I'm excited to get the Muppets back in here. Not that it's been all that long. Patty says, beautiful day. It really, really is. Like, the temperature could not be better right now. I guess we're in, like, the high 60s. Hit a high of, like, 77 today. Just a beautiful day.
You never read it?
No, mine 8. I know you.
Let's see, Toy Story Mania. Usually another one of the longer waits. Currently 40 minutes.
Your mom's so excited.
But Toy Story Land is definitely busy back here, though. Here is Roundup Rodeo Barbecue, the restaurant we were talking about earlier. I only gotten to eat there once, and it was very, very good. And again, just a really fun experience. We actually posted a video very recently right here on our Facebook from that restaurant. You might have seen it right here. But it was capturing the moment in which you hear Andy coming to the room, and so everybody in the restaurant freezes, which is a very fun experience. You can see one of the billboards up ahead on the back of the Chinese theater is for the new Pixar film Hoppers, which I didn't realize comes out so soon. Wow, March 6th. So just this upcoming weekend it'll be in theaters. And I believe just around the corner here at Walt Disney Presents, they have a special sneak peek of Hoppers right now. Yes. Sneak preview for Hoppers. And if you're not familiar, Walt Disney Presents is a museum sort of through Disney history. And then it culminates with a meet and greet, which right now is Ariel from the live action Little Mermaid. And then a video, which can sometimes be Walt Disney One Man's Dream, which is again just sort of history of Walt Disney. But will also occasionally be sneak previews of whatever movie Disney has coming out, which again right now is Hoppers, the new Pixar film. So one of my favorite things about this park is the way the Tower of Terror looms over everything. I feel like you can just see it right now, looking over the Disney Junior building. We are actually going to start making our way towards Sunset Boulevard, towards the Tower of Terror. As we, again, wrap right over by Rock and Roller Coaster. Steven says, I hope Hoppers is a success and has a joke about Hopper from A Bug's Life. I'm sure it'll be a success to some degree. Pixar films often are. It does look funny. I'm definitely interested in seeing it. However, I am behind on my Pixar films. I need to catch up on the last 2 or 3. Not that you need to see them all before seeing the new one. It's not like Marvel movies. All right, made our way over to Sunset Boulevard. It's also been a little while since I take it back. I technically have been in this park at night pretty recently, and you guys will see a video of that on our YouTube channel in the near future. But I didn't really spend a lot of time in the park, and I know that doesn't make much sense, but it will eventually. But I love this park at night. I love all the parks at night, but especially Sunset Boulevard lit up like this, especially with the Tower of Terror lit up at the end of the street. Just a really, really nice park. The neon sign on the Hollywood Tower Hotel. Everything just looks so great lit up at night. This is also one of my favorite places on Walt Disney property during the holiday season when they get the projections going on the Tower of Terror. And then Snoke going all up and down Sunset Boulevard. Talking about places I love to eat in this park. Earlier I mentioned Fairfax Fair. That is just up ahead on the left. This building right over here. You can see that blue sign. Oh, we'll try and get away from people's photos here. There's Fairfax Fair. And again, the Tower of Terror. Yeah, all right. Disney confession time, guys. You ready? It's a Sunday night. We don't usually do these live streams this late on a Sunday, so I'm gonna get real with you. I don't love Fantasmic. I feel like I have to whisper that as there's a lot of people in line for Fantasmic up ahead. I don't dislike it. I just don't love it as much as most people do, and I think it's my least favorite of the nighttime. Well, okay. I guess that's going too far because, counting some of the smaller nighttime shows. But like the real nighttime spectaculars, I think it's my least favorite. I would take any of the Epcot fireworks shows. I would take, obviously, Happily Ever After over in Magic Kingdom. I know people love Fantasmic, and it's good. Don't get me wrong. Don't hear what I'm not saying. It's a fun show. I just don't love it as much as most people do. Let me know. What are your thoughts? What do you think about Fantasmic? Steven says, I miss the Tower of Terror in Disneyland, which, if you're not familiar, has become the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout attraction. I never got to... Wait, did I? No, I did not get to do Tower of Terror in Disneyland, I don't believe. No, it was already Mission Breakout. I'm trying to remember. I believe that is the case. I do love Mission Breakout, and the fact that we have this one here makes it okay. But I get it, having to Tower of Terror. If you're from California, like Steven is, makes a lot of sense that you would miss that Tower of Terror. Steven says Fantasmic is awesome, but I understand why you think that way. I do want to see Disneyland's Fantasmic. That one looks a little bit more impressive. And I think just the logistics of seeing Fantasmic here are a little bit more difficult. Going back into the theater, and then it's sort of a mad rush out of there. So Disneyland seems a little bit more convenient. Excuse me. But yeah, it's a good show. It's just not my favorite. Got a nice photo op out here for Tower of Terror. And it's currently a 15-minute wait. It is actually a pretty long wait for Tower of Terror, and the queue is out here. So that seems about accurate. Maybe a little bit overshot, but it's probably at least a 45-minute wait. But as for the quote-unquote main attraction, we're going to make our way over here to Rock and Roller Coaster. Because again, this attraction only has a few more hours. Actually, a couple more hours? I don't know what time it is. Before it closes for good and then sees a re-theme to the Muppets. Again, which will reopen later this year. You see a long line of guests getting their photo with the car here. Disney Photo Pass. By the way, just past Rock and Roller Coaster, you do have the Villains Unfairly Ever After show. I have a feeling we might see the entrance to that because I think this queue is going to extend over there. There's a sign here from the cast member, keep right, for the queue for Rock and Roller Coaster. Yeah, they have extended it all the way out here. See how far I can go without actually being in the queue here. It is currently a 105-minute posted wait time. I don't know if I can get around here. Let's see. Okay. There is definitely some energy and some buzz over here for sure. Guests know they are getting on this attraction for the last time. And yeah, they are sending the queue down this way towards the Villains Unfairly Ever After attraction. Which again, if you have not seen this show, definitely recommend it. It's a lot of fun. Nobody waiting over here for this. But here is the end of the line for Rock and Roller Coaster. Again, posted at 105 minutes. And yeah, I believe that. I've never waited extended out past the actual entrance of the attraction. And I have waited probably about an hour and a half, 90 minutes. Just waiting in this queue out here. So yeah, I'm going to say it's probably accurate, the 105-minute posted wait time. But again, we saw much longer waits for Dinosaur on the day we were here. It was, what, about 4-hour wait? Something like that? Something crazy like that? So shorter than that. But this attraction, again, is reopening later this year. So it's not going to be closed all that long. It's just going to have a re-theme. So it's not going to be Aerosmith anymore. It's going to be the Muppets. In fact, if you saw the announcement post we made yesterday for this live stream, we had the Muppet concept art with the guitar here, the iconic Rock and Roller Coaster guitar, which will be changed slightly for the Muppets attraction. Let me see here. Patty says the villain show is great. Totally agree. Really, really fun show. Love the music. Is it as good as the Serena Valentino villains books? I am not familiar. I'm not familiar with them. Sorry, Steven, I can't answer your question. Richard asked, is Pretzel Palooza staying? So the snack stand over here, the rock station, I believe they've said a snack stand is going to be over here. I don't know if they're changing things. Pretzel Palooza is this snack stand over here. And I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything about it changing. I don't see why they would get rid of it. Everything else is going to be laid out the same over here. Oh, wow, the wait time actually just dropped to 85 minutes. So that's actually shorter than when I was first walking into the park. But yeah, I would think these two snack stands are going to remain, because I just don't see a reason they would change them. They'll probably just have different names. And I'm just going to hold right here. I'm going to answer a few more questions before we wrap things up. Oh, let me get out of the way. Oh, there you go. Richard actually says Disney never mentioned what's going to happen with the food truck, face painting booth, and stuff like, and you know, the other stuff over here, which face painting is right behind me. Yeah, I haven't heard anything. But again, I don't see a reason to change them, or to remove them at least. Again, probably just see different names, some different theming on them, but I would guess they're going to stay. At least in some capacity. You might see different menus. Might see different face paint options. Yeah, we're going to wrap things up right here. I'll give it another couple minutes if you guys have any other last minute questions. It goes for you watching the replay on our YouTube channel as well. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I do want to know how you feel about this change to this attraction, whether you're going to miss Aerosmith or you're excited for the Muppets, or both. It's very possible to be both. I'm also curious about your thoughts on the changes to Galaxy's Edge that we discussed earlier. Again, which are coming to Disneyland's Galaxy's Edge, not here at Disney's Hollywood Studios. But what do you think? Would you rather stay locked into that timeline, be sort of immersed in that story, or do you want the chance to meet original trilogy characters like Luke Skywalker and Princess Leia? Well, I guess we're both also featured in the sequel trilogy. And again, I've mentioned our YouTube channel a few times now. That is youtube.com/D2Travel. If you're watching live on Facebook right now, head over there, subscribe. We have all sorts of fun additional content. That is also where all of our previous live streams live. So if you want to go back and look at some old live streams from the parks, the hotels, other fun things. And then again, we have lots of other content like room tours, cruise ship tours. We got to see the Disney Destiny in a preview cruise late last year. So you can go over and check that out as well. Again, youtube.com/D2Travel, D, the number 2, travel. Let me see here. What new secrets could happen here in this new ride? Great question, Stephen. I am unfortunately not plugged in enough to know. Oh, Patty says, I'm very sad about this change, mostly because I'm not a big Muppets fan. I get it. You're wrong. It's fine. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I love the Muppets. I know not everybody does. And I get it. Like I said, it's you know, some people can be upset about an attraction. And again, this attraction is not closing. It's going to remain the same attraction, just with some different theming. But I get it. If you're a big Aerosmith fan, yeah, it's sad to see it go for sure. I do also want to mention that if you want to get out to Walt Disney World or start planning any sort of Disney vacation, the best way to do that is by heading over to d2travel.com. Again, d2travel.com. Get in touch with one of our amazing travel agents. They are Disney experts that can plan every single detail of your trip or just help you with the basics. Whatever you want, however you want them to plan your trip, they will do it at no additional cost to you. So why handle all of the stressful parts of planning your vacation when they can do it for you and you're basically already paying for that service just by booking the vacation on your own? Again, that's d2travel.com, or you can send us an email at info@d2travel.com. So yeah, like I said, we're going to wrap things up right here. Thank you everybody for joining me tonight. I know a Sunday night is unorthodox for us. We might have some more live streams later in the day than usual. We've had some requests to get out for some of the nighttime spectaculars. I know Happily Ever After specifically was requested. Maybe a Happily Ever After live stream could be in the works for the near future, so keep an eye out for that. And as we look through the trees up at the slight glow of the Hollywood Tower Hotel, I do want to remind you to keep an eye out for some Tower of Terror content coming to our YouTube channel very soon. Like in about 12 days. That should be a hint. Again, that's youtube.com/d2travel to head over there and check that out. And again, if you're watching the replay right here, if you're not already subscribed, please do so. Go ahead and click that subscribe button and check out all the additional content we have right here on our YouTube channel. But again, that's going to do it for us tonight. Thank you so much again, everybody, for joining me, and I will see you all real soon. One last time, say goodbye to Rock and Roller Coaster. Bye, everyone.